Guys, what's going on? It's Uncle Tone. How you guys doing? Today I'm going to have my full review for you guys on the brand new OtterBox Armor Series Case for the iPhone 4, 4S, and iPhone 5. This one is brand new. It was just released on February 22nd. This is obviously not the retail packaging. This is the press kit they sent out a little while ago. I've had this one for a couple weeks now and have been diligently putting it through its paces, and I'm ready to let you guys know what I think of it. First off, you can pick this one up over on OtterBox website. The price of entry on this one is $99.95. So this one is not cheap. It's $100, but OtterBox is marketing this one. They're saying that it is the toughest case ever built, as you can see right on the front of the fancy snazzy box that it came in. This box is official. I mean, this packaging is pretty legit, man. It's even magnetic too. It's pretty official. I was super impressed with the box. I had to show it to you guys because it's pretty rad. Cool beans. So inside the box, you are going to get the case, obviously, and inside the box also outlines some of the features of the Armor Series case. We'll go ahead, we'll take the case out itself, and we'll set that to the side for just a second, and I'll show you guys some of the things OtterBox is talking about here. They are talking about it is waterproof, dustproof, drop-proof, and crush-proof. It has watertight latches with a patented O-ring to seal it all off. Submersible for up to 30 minutes in 6.6 feet of water. Protect from drops from up to 10 feet. It has non-permeable membranes that protect for water protection. It still allows sound to pass through, but not the, not any liquid or anything. High-strength reinforced plastic withstands force up to 2 tons. You could run over it with your car if you really wanted to. So on and so forth. Cool beans. That is a rad box. So let's go ahead and take a look at the case itself. Here is the Armor case for the iPhone 4S. This particular one is for the 4S. I know you guys know that I don't have the 4S anymore. I have the iPhone 5 now, but Trista, my sister, still has the 4S. She inherited my 4S when I upgraded to the 5. And she has been diligently using it and reporting in with me any issues she had, so on and so forth. So I'm feeling pretty confident in my review here, despite the fact that I haven't really used this too much myself. So to open this one up, you are going to undo these 2 latches here on the side. First, taking a look around the outside, you can see that virtually everything on this case is covered. There are no openings or anything like that. Everything is covered. Here we have those non-permeable membranes they were talking about over the earpiece, your secondary microphone up here, your speaker and microphone down here on the bottom, as well as your dock port. Everything's sealed off. You do have rubber O-rings sealing around the bottom and around the headphone jack on the top. I did submerge this in water a little bit in the sink. I'm not going to do it on video, but I did submerge it in water, left it there for a few minutes, took it out, took the phone back out of it, and it was in fact completely dry, and the phone still functions perfectly, as I'll show you in just a second. So it does in fact seem to be waterproof, which is pretty darn cool. This is really going to be ideally suited, I think, this case to someone in the construction field, or a firefighter, or someone who needs a lot of protection for their phone. You're in a high stress environment or something, and it's not safe to have a fragile phone. You need some big solid protection, more protection than even a Defender would offer. So there you go. To open this one up, we're simply going to use your thumbnail and pop open these 2 hinges here on the side, just like so, and then pull the hinges back just like that, and then the back simply lifts off just like so. Inside the front part here, you can see it is kind of ribbed here around the edges. That's going to provide you with some shock absorption. You do have everything, of course, covered. It does have a built-in screen shield as well. And then taking a look at the back piece here is covered with some rubber, which is going to provide you with, again, more shock protection. And then you have some little clips here, kind of a hinge around here. that slips into the other side of the case. I'll show you when we stick the phone in there. And then you do have this O-ring that kind of runs around the entire outside of this back plate, and that's what's going to seal it off and make it watertight. You do have a nice felt liner here as well over your camera and your flash so that you can still use it to take pictures. So there you go. Let's go ahead and take the iPhone 4S and pop it inside. Set it in. You're simply going to set it in just like so. Cool beans. As you can see, there is a layer kind of air, I guess, with the ribbing, and then some air all the way around it. That's what's gonna give you that big shock protection. Then you're simply going to take the hinges here. As you can see on the side, there's some little clips here along the side. That's going to line up with this other side of the case, and then simply put it together like so. Getting it together is a little bit tricky. You have to kind of push in a little bit as you push down to kind of get that O-ring inside there. Then simply lift the hinge back up over the edge and then snap it down just like so. Again, same thing here at the top. Got to push it in a little bit and then flip the hinge up and snap it down again. And you are all set. It is in there. It is locked and loaded, and you are ready to go. Using the home button, or the sleep wake button, works pretty well. It is firm. You're definitely going to need to press firmly with it. The vibrate switch is also somewhat difficult to access. It does work in that it's only kind of a tab. It doesn't move up and down, but it goes through and hits the vibrate switch and kind of pushes it back and forth while it's inside. It does work pretty darn well, but it does require some effort as well. If you're someone who likes ease of use with your phone, you're probably not really going to like this one a whole lot. Again, as I said, this is ideally suited for someone who needs a lot of protection for their phone. This is probably not going to be an everyday case. It does add a fair bit of bulk to the phone. It virtually doubles the thickness of the iPhone 4S. The volume buttons here on the side are also somewhat difficult to press. They require a rather firm push. But, you know, pressing firmly, they do work quite well. Making phone calls and all that kind of sort of stuff, it doesn't seem to affect signal quality at all. It seems to work just fine. As you can see, we still have plenty of signal here at my house. Here on Rogers, in my house, I generally alternate between 3 to 4 bars of signal, and as you can see, I still have 3 bars here right now, so it doesn't seem to affect signal quality at all. So there you go. You can still access the headphone jack if you want to plug a pair of headphones into it. It is rather deep, so your L-shaped jacks and that kind of thing are probably not going to work really well, but your straight jacks like your Apple headphones or whatever are going to work just fine, so you have no issues there whatsoever. And again, it does have that perforation over the secondary microphone, so it'll still work for noise cancellation. So there you go. Moving down here to the bottom, you are not going to be able to dock with this on your phone. A couple of my third-party cables didn't work with this either. The cutout is very small. You're going to need to use the Apple cable. Sorry about that, guys. Battery died in my camera and the audio cut off. Sorry about that. Cool beans. So you're not going to be able to dock it with this one because, again, this is very deeply recessed and it is rather small as well. So you're going to need to use the Apple cable to charge and sync and all that kind of stuff. If you dock, you know, if you're a docker, you like to take your phone off and dock it and stuff, you're going to need to remove the case, which is very easy to do, but, you know, somewhat inconvenient to remove it and reinstall it all the time. There you go. Cool beans. So that is pretty much going to do it for my review on the OtterBox Armor Series case for the iPhone 4S. The one for the iPhone 5 is virtually identical to this one. A couple things I did want to mention, though, before we go. The only issue Trista really had with this one while she was using it is the difficulty of pressing the buttons. She found them rather hard to press. as well as when she was making calls, she was able to hear people fine, but people reported that she sounded like she was kind of on a tinny speakerphone. She was somewhat difficult to hear, and you know, she ended up taking the case off most of the time when she was making calls. So again, this is probably someone, you know, in extreme conditions that needs maximum protection, as ideally probably the person who's going to really love this case. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much going to do it for my review on the OtterBox Armor Series case for the iPhone 4, 4S, and iPhone 5. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks to the very awesome people over at OtterBox for sending this over to me for review. I really do appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Cool beans. Rock on.